but we've got to know more about our history.
How do we leverage that? I mean, that's what you just said. That's a lot of power, a lot of economic power.
But if we don't know that, because the more you know, it gives you ammunition to fight for yourself, fight for others, fight for your family, and fight for your community.
Yeah. Well, hey, you guys, man, it is 7:57, and I really appreciate you guys taking the time. I want to respect that and give you an opportunity. Raheem, if we don't have any other questions, I would like to go ahead and let them have their closing statement. And Viv, if you could start. Raheem, we're good? Any more questions?
No more questions.
No more questions. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, first of all, I just want, before you start, Viv, for your closing,
sure.
Just you guys give them something to take with them and leave with them that will motivate to reach the young girls that's out there, and then challenge. We've already challenged Black men, but first, I want to just say, in terms of you two, and to all the Black queens out there, one, I honor you and I thank you. Gratitude for your journey, your commitment, and just passion for life, and just holding us up in so many ways and being the wind beneath our wings as Black men. For that, I say gratitude and thank you. And with that, Viv, if you could go ahead and just give us some of that secret sauce with 60 seconds in it.
Okay, so first of all, Tim, thank you for the invitation to be a part of the discussion on tonight. I think it's a very powerful discussion, and I wanted to give a shout out to Brenda Council, who I've always admired and loved through the years. I've always looked up to you. I've always wanted to be like you, so I just want you to know how much I appreciate you and value who you are and what you've done for this community and what you've done for me personally. You're just so awesome. My words of wisdom, if you will, for listeners and listeners who will hear this message tomorrow and days to come is simply this. One, I think you need to stand up. You stand up for yourself, stand up for your family, stand up for your community. You need to speak up. Speak up when you see injustice, inequity, and be a part of the solution. Don't just look at it and say, oh, something's wrong. They need to fix that. Be a part of the solution and help make the change happen.
Right.
I echo Sister Viv, and thank you. I'm humbled by your comments, but I told Tim when he asked me to do this evening, I said, well, okay, so run very close, because right before this program started, I was watching the National Urban League's Women of Power Awards program. And if you didn't get a chance to see that, you missed it. But it highlighted 8 African-American women in this country who are just doing amazing work, like Stacey Abrams, who's picked up the mantle of the Fannie Lou Hamer that I talked about earlier, and is pushing for voting, removal of voting suppression measures. We've got to support women like that, whether they live in our community or somewhere else. Kizzmekia, Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett. I was so happy that I got the Moderna vaccine for COVID-19 because that sister led the research team for the Moderna vaccine, right? You don't hear a lot about it.
Right.
But also put it in context. When I told you about Fannie Lou Hamer being sterilized without her consent, and the vaccine now, and the reluctance of Black people to get something that we need, is this historical inequity and oppression that we've experienced that prevents us from doing some of the things that we need to be doing right now to protect ourselves. So my final comment is, if you're out there and you haven't got the COVID-19 vaccine, please go be vaccinated. Our people die at a much higher rate than anybody else in this country when they contract that virus. So the only way to protect ourselves from it is to get vaccinated. So with that, Tim, thank you for inviting me. Viv, good to see you. Please, I got my ballot here right now. Please vote. You talk about women. There are an unprecedented number of African-American women candidates in this city's elections this year.
Right.
Get out and vote.
Yeah, that's awesome, Brenda. And to that point, we'll put on our Facebook feed Douglas County Health Department. My understanding that there's going to be some drive up vaccination sites in North Omaha. I think one at Girls Incorporated, and people can register to, I think it's 55 and up. And I think
and also Clare Methodist.
Okay, and Clare Methodist. So Douglas County Health Department should have all that information, and then also Department of Health and Human Services. But to your point, that with our comorbidities and the challenges that Black folks have with pre-medical conditions, Brenda, I took the shot as well. I took the Moderna. And I would really encourage people out there to do it.
I'm fully vaccinated, brother. And
hey, Wakanda forever. Okay.
That's right.
So I'm fully vaccinated too.
I'm fully vaccinated.
Beautiful thing. So hey, Viv, we waiting on you.
Hey, I'm on the list.
Yeah, see, that's one of the advantages of being an old person. You see this white hair, it gets me to the front of the line when it comes to the vaccine.
I kept trying to sign up. They kept saying it's not your turn yet. Just wait.
Right.
It's not your turn yet.
I think they're planning on by May 1. I think they're going to be opening it up to everyone here in the state of Nebraska, and so part of it is, I'll be part of a team with Kenny McMorris, with Charles Drew, and some other community partners, Doris Lassinger and Teddy Young, putting together an aggressive campaign to increase awareness. And really, when you think about it, Viv and Brenda, our goal is to educate. There's been too much misinformation out there. And we all know on this Zoom that the message is important, but the messenger is more important. And we got off to a bad start with this whole pandemic because of the messenger.
No question.
Oh yeah,
right. And so it's like we're making up some time.
Yeah. Let's even talk about equity issues with the vaccine dissemination here in Douglas County, right? You got these huge locations out in West Omaha, and it took advocacy, right? Thank God for Pastor Cavett and others who've advocated, and as a result, we've got some sites that they're better considered as satellite sites, because the sites that serve West Omaha, they can process 5,000 people in a day, right? See. Our site maybe 150, maybe 250, and on top of that, it's staffed by volunteers. That is crap, Equity.
What's with all this money that's flowing?
As precisely, equity dictates that North Omaha receive the same level of funding and resources to ensure that our community receives this vaccine. So when you ask the people who are listening, what can you do? Your voices need to be heard on these kinds of issues.
That's right.
And that's moving people to action. So what she just said, make those phone calls.
Right.
And I think, thank God for a Portia, Pastor Cavett. We shouldn't have to raise our voice. And I mean, that's why, why should we have to raise our voice all the time? So you can look at it and say, well, hey, they're mad again. They're complaining again. We shouldn't even have to go there.
No, exactly.
Yeah. So, hey, thank you. God bless you guys.
Because we raised our voice, it's changing.
Right.
In terms of making more sites available. We need more than just those two.
Absolutely.
I agree. I know we're going to have one at the Fort Omaha campus at Metro Community College. And so that's going to be a drive-through. It worked well for a testing site, a drive-up testing site. So now we'll see how it works for inoculation.
Okay, now Girls Inc. and Claire are not drive-through vaccine.
Right.
Okay. But Metro will be a drive-through.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay. Hey, thank you guys. Hey, I'm gonna try to say goodbye again. Okay. This time hey, cut us off. We're done. All right. Thank you guys so
All right.
much. God
Good
bless you.
night. Thank you.
Be
Right.
safe. God bless you.
God bless you. Hey, you guys, do what it takes. Lean forward, wear your mask, social distancing, wash your hands, but most of all, be good to yourself. I want to thank our sponsors, Douglas County Health Department. I want to thank the Department of Health and Human Services, CEO Smith and Jan Pro, FizMed, PPRP Innovations, my man, Raheem Sanders. Make sure you go ahead and purchase that Cleanse the Beverage. I'm using it myself. I think I got some right here. Bam. Okay, Cleanse the Beverage. And so Jessica, missing anybody? Are we good for our sponsors? And so Heartland Focus, WWT, thank you guys for supporting me. And, it's just, we couldn't do this without sponsors and folks that will help keep this thing alive. So with that, thank you so much. And like our page, Moving People to Action. We're trying to grow a community. So please go out there and like our page, Moving People to Action. I'm out.